the conversation, at least as my friends and people in my group, my circle of friends are starting to have kids, there's this identity thing. As a woman, as a mom, as a partner, there's so much of that. And so I imagine, like any sports parent, Lisa's her first name?
Yeah.
Lisa has sacrificed a ton. And now her son has arrived. So for her, there's a great comment on her post. She's a big fan of herself. Yeah.
Somebody said, I always say that she's beside herself with humility.
Yeah, it comes off that she's definitely a fan of herself. But I also do know plenty of people who draw legit inspiration and such off of Instagram. So you got to really parse out what she's saying. Is Zach's issue trying to protect his mom, or is it becoming a distraction? Because if it's becoming a distraction for him, he needs not to sugarcoat it and say, Mom, look, this is what it is. There's enough, like you said, there's so much pressure on me as a rookie quarterback in this big time market. You are not helping my cause. In her mind, her son is trying to protect her, and she's like, okay, baby, like, don't worry about it. I'm tough enough for this, and what I'm doing is God's work. Debatable, but he's got to come straight with it if he's actually having an issue.
So he needs to really have that sit down.
This is not about you becoming an influencer.
Now I'm telling you.
Yeah, like, listen, this is now about becoming a detriment to what I'm trying to accomplish in this space. Now, if she can't get behind that, then that's another level of the people you keep in your circle, blood be damned. Like, sometimes you just, selfish.
I just don't understand from the perspective of a parent of why she would be so defiant about it, saying, I'm not. Now, I know you're helping people fine. Well, then don't give me these, the posts that are going to be, as you know, incendiary. Don't go off about wearing masks. Don't go off about something that just really gets you angry, that you know is also going to be a hot button topic that probably will it's going to always come back to him because, like it or not, he's more famous than you. So he's going to have to deal with everything you say. Why not as a parent I'm not saying get rid of the Instagram account. I'm not saying don't be inspirational. I'm just saying, like, now tell yourself, as a great Herm Edwards once said, don't press send.
Don't press send. She can't hear that. To me, this is about their relationship and the truth that has been sincerely uttered between them. If the issue is, Mom, look, I know where you stand on stuff, but you are a detriment to what I'm trying to accomplish. It can't be,
or it's
Mom,
unnecessary, just distraction.
No.
Unnecessary distraction.
She didn't hear that. No. If it's, Mom, I'm trying to protect you, she's not going to hear anything except, Mom, this is a problem for me. And I can't guarantee that she would hear that as well. But if that's what it is, then he needs to keep it 100% straight, and the PR staff for the Jets might need to get involved, quite honestly. And I can't promise you that that's going to be enough either.
Yeah, ma'am, that was not necessary. Now, I also want to know where's
PR
Dad in this conversation, because you are half of the parental unit. You do have a say in this thing.
He don't have nothing to do with that Instagram account, though.
But you could just turn around and say, do you need to hit send on that? Is that important to get that out there about something something you're complaining about, something you know is going to be one of those topics? Free speech,
listen.
Yes. Everybody has, I always like to use that line from Shrek, you have the right to remain silent, what you lack is the capacity. Like in this case, it's sort of like certain things you're just like, I don't need to go there, because as much as I feel strongly about this, I don't need to give my son any unnecessary distractions.
I'm telling you,
as he's trying to be a starting quarterback for a really bad football team.
I'm telling you, Han. Wow, really bad.
They're going to be inexperienced.
They're struggling.
Yeah, they're going to be a young, inexperienced team.
You have to be 120 with your family. And I don't know if that's still going to be enough. We have some famous sports moms. Annie Apple's one of my favorite. Shout out to Annie showing me love the other day.
Well, Annie's a great example, because Eli was a Giants rookie.
Right.
And she got she did a lot of stuff for ESPN. She was very outspoken and stuff. And he had to deal with some of that stuff, too, because she was outspoken about a lot of things that pertain to football.
And to be fair, some of this is a learning curve. As much as I can tell, both of these moms have great relationships with their sons. You got to be 120 with the family. It's beyond keeping it a buck. I need 125. Like, listen.
So it's up to him now to get a spine and tell her.
He got to flat out say it.
Now I'm telling you enough.
She obviously, as a woman, has her own agency. And again, this is where it gets murky for me, because there are so many conversations in women's community about our identity as moms, as women, our own people separate from our kids. If she feels so strongly about the potential deals or sponsors or whatever she's doing on social, then that's on her too. But we get to a point where maybe Zach is like, listen, I can't answer anything on my mom. You're going to have to ask her. And then that just is whatever it means to the dynamic of their relationship. I just have a tough time.
Put yourself in this situation. What would you do?
Oh, I'm chilling. I'm in the cut. I'm in with my baby's jersey on. We chilling. I ain't got nothing to say about nothing until y'all come at him wrong, and then I might fire off a few
Right,
little
that's
sassy
different now.
tweets.
That's different now.
Right.
That I don't have a problem with.
But-
if somebody's
but again,
if somebody's attacking him and
yeah.
you want to say something different story.
And again, I don't know her background, but for me as a probably going to be a sports mom, media member mom, like I'm cool in the cut, but don't try me. I am also one who doesn't have that relationship with social anyway. Like I could do with or without it. Like it's really not that a big deal to me.
Yeah, for some it isn't. I just I go back to this, and really this isn't. I'm not trying to lecture, but I am. This is
Please lecture.
When
Go ahead.
when you're a sports parent, it really you have to keep reminding yourself this ain't about you. Like this is not like whatever. When you go to an event now, LeBron. When you see LeBron, and I love seeing LeBron at his son's games because he shows so much passion for the game. Like LeBron's not too cool for school. He's not sitting in the back. He's not kind of hiding out. Like I don't want anybody to see me. He's up front and he's cheering. He's into it, which I
LeBron's
love.
son
That
is a
part of it.
child.
Right.
Okay.
What I'm saying though is this is really universal. It doesn't matter if it's a pro or not. Some parents get too over the top, and it's like, hey, this ain't about you. Let them play. So LeBron kind of borders that sometimes because his passion comes out and you love it. But then there's times where him and Drake are like courtside and they're
Hype
flipping out. And
beastie.
then it's like, hey, this is let Bronny have his shine, man. Sit down.
Also,
so
but you
he's
said
also
it-
walking on that border as
And
well.
you said it talking about Zach. There's a difference here. Zach is more famous than his mom.
Fair point.
Bronny is Bron Jr. for
Yeah,
a reason.
fair
So
point.
there's a little bit of a different dynamic there.
Yeah, no, fair point. All right, Keyshawn J. Will Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $700 on average. So let's bring in Bart Scott, my good friend. Our
Can't
good friend.
wait!
We love Bart Scott.
I'm sorry yelling in the
From a
mic.
show called Bart and Han, which is a great show
What's
that has
show?
Bart,
Who's on that show?
but no Han.
Who's on that show?
He joins us right now with the Goodyear Hotline, brought to you by Goodyear, helping you discover road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. What's happening, brother? Good to talk to you, man.
Kula Matana. Good morning, Monica.
What's up?
Somebody's jacked up on Mountain Dew. Somebody hit the coffee machine before they jumped on the air today. That's what's
Listen,
up.
You know how it is over here. You got to match this guy's energy.
I just learned from
No
Bart.
doubt, no
It's
doubt.
the sea moss, Bart. It's the sea moss.
I had sea moss in my smoothie yesterday from Juice Generation. It was delicious. I'm a fan of sea moss,
Did you
but
feel
I'm
the
also
effects?
into. No, it's a consistency thing. Like you can't
So
just
it's over
one
time.
off it. Yeah, I'm very much into
Yeah, you gotta
like
get-
Eastern and like herbs.
Yeah, you got to get in the system. Yeah,
There you
you
go.
got to
You know what's up.
consistency.
You know what's up, Bart.
I got to get onto that sea moss. That's the next thing I got to get on.
You know, soaking that sea moss can be time consuming, but it's all good. It's worth it at the end.
Come on, because we trying to look fine like wine out here.
Bart, let me ask you, have you seen the stuff about Zach Wilson and his mom on Instagram and how she's sort of like defiantly like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to do what I do. And, she had some aggressive, some borderline controversial things to say that he's asked her, hey, can you just dial it down a little bit? I don't like people attacking you and I've got to deal with this. I mean, I love your mom. I don't see her doing this, but, obviously everybody's different. What do you think should happen here?
Listen, I have not heard that. I've been sitting up here in Detroit, just kind of in here, just
Oh, you're home.
Mixing with mixing with the fam. You know what I mean? I got a daddy daycare and uncle daycare going on over here, man. But it's all good. But I definitely know what it is. I mean, we've seen the things that sometimes that Jonathan McNabb mom has said, and listen, we've had some parents that's kind of make it about themselves and kind of become little mini celebrities on some of the controversial things that they say. It's tough, man, right? Because at the end of the day, your parents are your parents, but they don't understand how difficult some of the comments and things that they say and beliefs and things that they say about the game, the coaches, the refs. We've seen it with wives, say certain things that kind of put, the athlete in a spot that they really don't need to be in, especially when you talk about a guy like Zach Wilson, who's a baby, right, who hasn't accomplished anything, that's going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Hell, do they even got a backup quarterback yet? I mean, if this kid struggles, like he's just going to have to live through it in the biggest media market in the world. The last thing he needs is have to comment on some things that his mom has said.
What do you expect for him? As you mentioned, there's no veteran backup quarterback that they have that you would say, okay, if things don't go well, you can always fall back on this guy. They don't have that guy yet in the system. You do expect they've got to come up with something. I know you've mentioned way back, you keep talking about how Nick Foles probably doesn't have a place in Chicago, and eventually they probably should make a trade. And for the Jets, it makes total sense. That part could happen. But still, Zach Wilson, you don't draft him at 2 and then, say, hey, we're going to wait. You're going right with him with this young team. Expectation-wise, what do you have for him and this team when you consider that the Jets had a Mark Sanchez, that you were part of that group, but it was a much different roster that he was on compared to this one?
Well, I tell you what, the roster is getting a little better now, right? You think about Vera Tucker. We know what Becton can do.